I'm coming in this morning. First, this is what I want to say because on my live, I'm talking about dreams and beliefs, right? But before I start, this is what I want to say because I don't know what's going on, or maybe it's me, or maybe it's you. But why is it that people have a problem with the way that we think? Why do people have a problem, or why do you, or why who the people who are secretly watching you or secretly around you, you're going to start to notice that people are going to start to fall off, because in this season, people have no choice but to reveal, right? And they don't even know that they're revealing who they are, right? But people have a problem with the way that you think, the way that you believe, right? I'm noticing that, right? I put on my title, I said, why are people so afraid, right? So I was saying how people, because right now, I don't know, on YouTube is really, really powerful, or people are basically vibing out with the terror community. I was saying that I really don't do cards like that. I usually pull energy and I can speak around energy, but I didn't want to be ignorant to the fact. So I did pick up some cards and I am learning them, right? It's not really so much, it's just actually applying the energy to where it go. And I don't want to be disrespectful to the tarot card community, so I just want to do everything the right way. But I don't know if a lot of people don't know. A lot of people, I'm going to tell you guys, my favorite subject is history. I love history. I love ancient history. I love ancient things, right? So anything that I like to do, especially dealing with the cards and the different things, I want to kind of like go back and learn the ancient ways. So I really wasn't supposed to come on this morning, but when I was up this morning, I had got a very, very powerful message, right? Right now, I believe that a lot of people are dreamers, right? Dreamers, and then it also say your belief, right? Because when you're dreaming, you have to believe in what you're dreaming at. It's so funny because I have been actually going hard a little bit with just my social media accounts, meaning just me believing in something, right? It's not that. It's just I guess when we pray for something, we have to believe in what we're praying. No, we have to believe in what we're asking for. And because people, I said this. When did I say this? Did I say this on this YouTube account or another YouTube account? No, I said it on my old, not my old, but I said it on Majesty Angel. I said it on my other YouTube account. I said for people to start putting in you guys bio, right? You know how we have bios within the on a YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have an Instagram channel, if you have a TikTok account, if you have a Twitter account, right, and it has bio, for people to actually put in your bio who you are, what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to be whatever you are, you have to start doing it. That's why if you was to go, well, damn, I didn't do it on this one, I have to do it on this account. But once I'm done with this live, I'm gonna put it, because on my other Majesty Angel, I put that I am a very well-known public speaker, motivational speaker, and so on, right? Because when we start identifying and we start actually believing in what we're trying to do, and we start walking in it. I could tell you a little secret. My brother is so funny. So before my brother actually became a real estate agent, my brother is a real estate agent out here in New York City. And he's also studying to be a broker, right? So before he actually became a real estate agent, he used to walk around in suits. He's walking around in suits. He's walking around with a suitcase. What you doing? He's like, I'm the best real estate agent ever. I'm like, go ahead, brother. And then one day he called me and he said, sis. I said, what's up, brother? He said, I finally got my real estate license, right? So if we're not walking in what we believe in, then what are we, right? So I just want people to notice that as we are starting to believe a lot more, to just pay attention, right? I always say, people knew that you were great. They knew that shit from just the look at you, from the smell of you, right? It's just when we actually identify that we are great. When we actually start believing that we are great, you know what I mean? I've been telling my son for the last past couple of years, every time I walk him to school, every time I, push him in the door, I always say, "You are great, son. Now go be great," right? And I've been instilling that into him, and it's so funny because sometimes people look at me, right? But if we don't plant them seeds now, then how would the beautiful flower, the beautiful Amazon jungle, be able to grow? So I got something a little interesting for you guys. Today is very different. So I have two messages. So I have the dreams and the belief, and then I think for this is for you guys. This is I'm talking to the men. I feel like some of you guys have came across a beautiful gift. And what's that gift? I always talk about when people are God sent. What is God sent? When God is sending you an individual at a particular time in your life, and only that individual can trigger something within you that nobody else um, could do. And I believe that a lot of men are starting to understand this. A lot of men are starting to smile, which is a beautiful thing. A lot of men have they have a something, a supernatural glow. And people are starting to notice this. And this is what the message, it says, it said, "Only I can break you down," right? You like, what the hell? Right? God sent her. It could be for the girls to reverse the thing, because I can say that shit too. God sent her in because, or him in because he knew that only she can make you look at yourself, right? And I know a lot of people, or maybe certain people who are around me, or however it goes, like, well, what's going on? It's just, are you playing mind games and are you doing tricks? Like, nah. I feel like when you are dealing within a situation, you're dealing with a person, right? That's how I feel. It's not that I'm trying to break you, but I feel like if I was to help you maybe identify with something that you have been running from a very long time, right? And you can actually attack it the way that you need to attack it. It's like when different problems or different circumstances or different times within your timeline that comes up. It's like when something happens. Damn, I don't know. Fuck. Okay, that's why I got these glasses on. I had a rough morning. I might want to cry. Come on, get out of here. And I don't want people to see my face like that. I had a bad morning this morning, but that's besides the point, right? So if I was to be able to have you look at yourself, like actually, honestly, have you look at yourself, right? And you were faced in them different circumstances. I've been learning that for myself too. It's a very beautiful like horse stable out here in Queens. They do like horse therapy, and I've been noticing. I don't mean to shift a little bit, but I've been noticing since I come up here and I talk about a lot of different things, and you have a lot of people who be like, "I'm healed, I'm healed." And then you start talking about certain things, or you have a conversation about something, it'll come into your mind and you be like, "Yo, I'm not as healed as I thought I was." So it's a beautiful horse stable out here. I'm gonna let you guys come with me. I'm gonna show you guys. And they let people, ride the horse, and it helps them with therapy, dealing with a lot of different things that, they thought that they have dealt with. So let's get back to the message, right? So look, I pull cards. This is so funny because remember I said the breakdown. Remember I said this message is for the guys, right? I told you guys I pull cards. I read energy. Now this say divine masculine, right? A man, some, or however you want to put, he can just be on the opposite side. He might be a karmic masculine, meaning he's not walking right. So he haven't matured yet into that divine being. Now, how can a man actually flourish? Is when he come across, oh, okay, when he come across his mate. Yeah, when he comes across his mate, and this woman triggers something within him. Now remember, I told you, she, I, whoever is coming across to break you down so you can be able to what, identify everything that you need to identify. My channel talks about divine unions, people who come in contact with each other because, right, we all have a purpose to do. It's just maybe I or maybe him. Remember, and the next part is for the girl, so listen to what I'm saying. So at this particular time, before you actually came across who, I, her, you were already a divine masculine. Listen to what I'm saying. You are dealing with what? Two-faced people. People who you couldn't trust. Huh? Right? Through all of this storms, all of your problems, because you were still running. You always knew that it was a problem. You always knew that it was a situation, right? And through your problems and through the shit that you've been running through, your ass was bitter. You were angry. You were being very fucking petty, right? And then through all of that, you were puzzled. You were lost. What's the puzzle? You got to go through a different maze, right? You knew it was some shit, but you just couldn't go. You just couldn't relate. You just couldn't get to where you need to be. Now, this is the energy that I pull, okay? Listen to this, because it's going to get very, very interesting. So it's not that us women are being funny. It's not that we are ghosting you. It's not, remember I said this yesterday about boundaries, right? If we don't put in place different things, meaning different boundaries, right? Because people don't understand or they don't know how toxic that you are, especially a man. And this is what happened to a lot of women, and this is why a lot of women become damaged. And this is why you have the cycle that keeps repeating that you see of hurt souls, meaning they're so damaged that when they come into contact with somebody else who has a pure soul, who have pure intentions, but because he have crossed it somebody who at this particular time they wasn't ready, they wasn't ready, or they was just content, they were okay with being like this, right? And then what happened, they put their bitterness, they put their anger on somebody else, and they don't deserve that until what? Until God sends it. Oh, I love it. A person who's strong enough, right? Strong enough to endure. You'll be surprised how strong us women are, right? Some women are so strong. You don't understand how strong I am. I'm so strong. Maybe one day I could tell the story. I guess that's maybe if that's in my cards, then I'll tell them. So don't be mad at her. Don't ghost her. Don't think that she's acting funny or anything like that. That woman or that man was God sent. Now for the woman's side, let's flip it. For some women, some of us, we can be very damaged. And I always say that, and I always like to tell people who are my family members or people who I come across, or when I come up on my platforms, and I say, yo, be careful of those public speakers, meaning the women. And you like, what do I mean by that? Because some of them come up here and they say how healed they are, how they're doing so good, and how women should be like this. And if you was to really pay attention, you will still hear that this chick, she's still pissed off of Bobby, right? You would hear within her giving the most greatest, like, I'm a word fanatic, right? I'm very, very good. Or I pay attention to what people say. They could say the most sweet stuff. And then once they get to that one word, right? That's why I'm so good when I'm in school and I'm writing essays and I got to do all of that stuff, right? Because one word that you can say can actually damage everything that you were actually putting out there. So even for the girls, it's a blessing when we can get somebody who's also God sent too, because a man can also make us reflect. He can make us actually notice, like, hold on, we are just a little bit damaged. Hold on, we do have a lot of work that we can do. And I applaud those real men out there who have the patience to be able to deal with some of us women who have been damaged, who have been hurt, who have a wall around us. And that's why I was saying yesterday, confirmation, when I had put that up about having a hybrid man, that when we come in contact with the alpha man who's a hybrid man, now we feel safe enough where we can be like, okay, well, before you, I've been through this. Before you, I didn't think about this. Before you know what I mean? So it's working for the better good, right? Um, oh shit, I don't know if I should say this. Mm, mm. Okay, I can say this. Maybe just a little bit. Um, oh my god, I had a dream because I don't know about some of you guys, but some people, you have spiritual people, you have dreams, right? It's either you can see things that are going to come, or God shows you certain things. That's like mediums and psychics and stuff, right? You will hear them say, for sometimes the spirit, if they're intertwining with spirits and the spirit want to get a message across, they show people like different like skits, meaning it looks like, because I'm experiencing that now. It's like it's like a movie a little bit, where they can show me like little pieces of little times of events or something like that that have happened. Don't do this shit to me right now, spirit, because I was about to miss what I was about to say. And I actually, it was like I actually was like in an inner body experience of, like, if I seen something happen or something within somebody's life, right? That and I'm gonna be very, very, I'm gonna be, because I want to hold it, I don't want to say too much. And I always go back to that moment of why God showed me that. um what am I supposed to do? And I think it relies to the message, or maybe I was just sent, right, to just activate and to trigger something, because people have bigger things to do. And when you're doing that from out of your kindness of your heart, because you don't want nothing, and that's what's so special about people who actually want the best for people, and they don't want nothing other, right? I feel like, yeah, thank you, Lord, I always pass my spiritual test. A lot of people, they be faced with spiritual tests on a daily basis, and they fail miserably, and they wonder why they can't get to the next sector of their life or the next stage of their life. But yeah, I guess that maybe to bandage somebody up and just put them on their way, so they can actually do what they need to do. Now the second part, I'm closing that out, but I always think about that, like, God, like, what in the world? But I never like question God. So at this particular time, you have to really, before I go to the next message, you really have to look, especially you men, and especially for you women. You have to look at the women who you have right now in your life. You know what I mean? Or somebody who have came past you in your life, and it's just a something about them that you cannot shake, or every time you think about them or you're around them, you like, man, I can't stand her, I can't stand him, like she do something. No, it's that you're being called to actually tackle the things that you need to, because it's like, okay, I can say that. It's like, I hate when I see certain people that, even though you're not supposed to tell people how to live, how to get over certain things, it's like, kind of like, sorry, my hair just fell out. It's kind of like you're playing with fire, like a Russian roulette, because when, if you haven't really mastered whatever that's trying to sink you at that particular time or that phase or whatever, and you want to indulge because you're trying to, oh my god, did somebody OD once before or something like that? Or, yeah, that's not good. Or maybe you need to slow down before you do have that experience, because it can sink you down, so don't look at that person as a headache or a problem. I think that is just God sent, because how are you supposed to actually take over the world and do everything that you need to do every time where I understand it, I truly do. I do. But every time you're faced with that, so now you can be able to move forward. If it ever arises again, or if you ever feel like you're in that space, you can be able to say, yo, you know what, I'm okay, I'm good. Or, because you will have people that will, they'll know if they was to say certain things, or if they was to do certain things to you, or certain things that it'll make you go back into a dark space. And people are doing that, and people are playing with people's lives, and it's not cool, and it's not fun, because people really don't understand what people go through within 24 hours a day. That's why I always say, when was the last time people actually said, hi, how are you? Have a blessed day. I said this a long time on my channel. I remember when I was working in Brooklyn. I don't know if you guys are from New York and you on here, but I was working in Brooklyn, and I was working at Country Kitchen. I had the most fun at Country Kitchen, right off of Atlantic Avenue. And this guy came in, and I didn't know that his wife passed away. And because of the kindliness, of just me, I'm like that anyway. I'm very caring. Just me saying, "Are you okay? You gonna be okay? You all right? Have a blessed day." Like, he literally broke down, and from whatever I said to him, he said, "Wow." He said, "I needed that." So I always say, like, are you being kind to people? It's very rough. Like, you know, it's not really weird people when you see people be like, have a nice day, be blessed. You're gonna be okay. Yo, that should go so far for somebody, because you don't know what people are going through. So the next part is this, the interesting thing. Now remember, I just showed you guys these cards, and I said the breakdown. Now this is for the dreamers. It can be for the girls and the boys. Now remember, I said this was kind of little deep for the boys, so I could put like this, like 95% for the girls, right? And remember, it said about the masculines. At this particular time, before he intersected, and before he actually came in contact with who God sent him in, he was dealing with people who were two-faced. He was also in a very bitter and an angry state, and puzzled. Right? You heard that, right? Things are starting to shift. Things are starting to change. Now, let me tell you about the woman. Let me tell you what some of us women have to deal with. Because we have a very high expectation, our dreams are very high. We know that no matter what, how much people might think that I'm crazy. I see it all the time when my followers go up and down because people don't understand. But, I'm like the perfect hidden gem. So people who understand it, you understand it. You dig it, you dig it. If it's something that's applying within your life, then apply it. Listen to it. Even a crazy person have a message. You just have to decipher whatever the person that you might think is crazy. That's a jewel. Somebody need to hear that. You know how many people who we say is crazy all the times on the streets? And because we think that he's crazy or her, and she might smell funny, she might be dirty, she might be a prince, she might be, he might be a prince, she might be a queen, she might be a heir to wherever. But because of the perception, because the way that you see her, you will bypass her. That's a jewel for somebody. So dreams or beliefs, right? Now, the woman or individual, do you know how hard it is to keep going? For some people who don't really understand your dreams and the things that you are doing, you have to protect it so much. Because people don't believe in it. It's like the guy who I seen on, what was that thing? Vogue? Not Vogue. The other podcasts that be on YouTube that always have Jaguar White and Orlando Brown. But he was on there, and he specifically said that he was going through something. And I guess him and his wife, she didn't believe. They were having problems. So I guess she divorced him. They broke up. And the next day he actually had got a contract for like 100 million. This is what's about to happen to people. People have been second guessing people. People haven't been believing what people have been saying. And you'll be surprised, because that happens to me all the time. You this is where your belief happens, right? And this is where you sometimes you have to put yourself in a cocoon, right? Just because you might not believe, right? And I believe. So I'm telling you, I'm believing it. But because you don't believe me, and now you're going to start to act a certain way. And if you don't know this, I'm telling you, be careful because you can destroy somebody. You can destroy their spirit. You can destroy their momentum only if you allow it. And this is why the belief part come into it. For you have to believe even when they don't believe. See, I believe in something that's so grand that I get looked at like I'm crazy. Like you see the post, the short that I'm running. I put the Rihanna short where it said, "Who am I? I'm unstoppable. I am great. How you gonna tell me that I'm not great? How I'm going to allow you to tell me that I'm not great? How am I going to allow you to tell me that the things that I want and the dreams that I want to come true is not going to come to pass, right? So this is why I'm always faced with the dilemma. And this is why I'm going to use my mouth because I said for one mouth can hit million souls. For every time I come up here, I hope that I trigger somebody to actually look at something a little bit more different, or I encourage people because through encouragement is a unity, is a family. And I always look at it like that. Why do I want to be around dead vessels? Why do I want to be around people who can't motivate me, right? Tell me, get up, you got it, get up. You know how many people just only still have one semester? And if you're following me and you only have one semester, then I need you to go back to school and I need you to finish that. Because guess what? And for everybody who didn't stay and they left, guess what? People's seasons are about to change. Because remember, I showed you the other cards. I didn't show you what's at play right now. Look what it said. For today. You see that shit? For today. People's ambitions, people's dreams, and things that they have been praying for in their dreams are right here. You just have to have the courage, and you have to have the courage, and you have to be uh so stern that you can't allow nobody to change it. I don't know what it is about today, but today somebody has really got the confirmation that they need. They got the strength that they need. And I hope that I'm encouraging somebody today, right? Because in the moment, right? In the moment, it says today, in the moment, now, good vibes, right? Because didn't I just say something about dreams? Nah, people are putting together secret. I keep saying, what the hell? Somebody's working on something behind the scenes. I don't know what it is, or what you have orchestrated, or what you might drop. It could be a book, it could be whatever, or however it is. But baby, I come to tell you that it is a go. Remember, I just said dreams and beliefs. It says today. It says a glow up. What's a glow up? New opportunities, new careers, successful business. Mm. And now remember I said something about the breakdown. For some people was sent to, or a specific person was sent to break that shit down so you can be able to get it, so you can be able to fly, so you can be able to take off and do what you need to do, right? And you had two-faced people around you, baby, because guess what? They already knew your dreams and aspirations. They knew what you wanted to do, but they was more content with you being in that dark space, right? But it's not no more because guess what? It's all about family, right? For people, yes, blood ties, baby. And your inner circle, which is your family. I just want to say congratulations for those who have been dreaming. I have been dreaming, and I have been believing. And I don't let nobody get in the way because of their fears. I don't let nobody get in the way because of the perception of what. And that's so fucked up because some people can know that is right, but because of the way that they look for approval of others, right? They will backpedal and they'll miss out on their biggest blessing. I believe that God has a very, very big, big blessing Only for those who are going to come up to the call, because we are dealing in a divine season now. It's about to be 2026. Things are going to start to pick up so fast. Things are going to start to go. And if people actually don't get it, right? So then I put a lioness. I always say I'm a lioness, right? A lioness is a woman who's strong, who stands on her own. And I like that. I like that I can stand on my own. I love being a loner. I always been like that. I don't need the company of others. I have been seeing, I'm gonna keep saying this shit. I've been seeing the wickedness out of everybody. Everybody from every sector, and it's terrible. And then especially you have to cross over when you start to um I don't know, if you're starting to build a name, build a brand and shit like that. You're on social media, and then it's, I mean, your family, and then you have certain people think, you're too busy, you're acting funny, and it's like, what the fuck? I'm still the same person, even though some people are very nasty and it's terrible and shit. But for the most part, um people be like, you ain't gonna make it. You'll be surprised. I don't know why this is coming, but for some people who have been getting harassed, who have been getting flagged, or certain things have been going wrong, it's people who are already around you. It's somebody who's around you who have been doing the bullshit. I always say that. Hi, baby. I don't know what you said. Let me do this. Oh, I used to do this a long time ago. Hey, I just wanted you to know that. Oh, oh, thank you. I know God. I know Jesus loves me. Let me tell you something. Now, everybody, I'm so different, right? I, can I say this? Okay, now everybody see my beads and stuff like that, right? And I love Jesus. I do. I have a very, very good relationship with Jesus Christ. Um, I think sometimes me being a knowledge seeker, that gets in my way, but I never backpedal, because I do know the power of Jesus Christ. I feel like, who am I to be very disrespectful to certain things that I have came across and I have read and I have loved, and I became a vibe with. That's, but I'm telling people, shit, get on that bus. You better get on that bus, because people are not gonna have that next opportunity like they just did. People keep saying tomorrow, 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 tomorrow. What if tomorrow don't come? What if that fucking opportunity or something that you need is not gonna come? I wish y'all niggas lived out here for. I was about to say, bro. I wish that people lived out here in New York City where I'm living, because I'm going to a sports bar on Saturday. I'm gonna tell y'all, y'all gonna see me, and I'm gonna go in here. I should act like a nerd. I shouldn't say that, because nerds are very special. My son is a genius, and people was trying to bully him because he was very smart. And I said, "There's nothing wrong being smart. It's nothing wrong being a genius. Don't never." Oh, there we go. But somebody else gonna call me, so let me go. They gonna be, my phone be like click 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 click. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Nah. I want to say something, but I don't want nobody to get mad at me. So I'll leave it. I'm investigating something right now. Right? I'm investigating something right now. I just want to say this. Nope, I'm not gonna say it, because then that's gonna be petty, and I'm not a petty woman. But I understand it. Right? I understand everything that was going on. I was going, fuck it. I was gonna say. Nah, I ain't gonna say it. Let me tell you something. I love these new YouTubers that are out here. I'll be laughing. Especially this one guy, he was talking so much stuff. I was like, oh, he is a hot, hideous mess. But I love people who are hot, hideous mess, because they don't care. They're gonna tell you the truth, regardless if you want to hear it. Right? That's like myself. So let me go. I'm all in my nightgown. I had a rough morning, world. I always say, listen, this is powerful. And I need some Christians. If I got any Christians on here, if the devil knew, if the devil knew by allowing Jesus Christ to get sacrificed on that cross and for his impact to be the way that it is now, do you think that he would allow him to be sacrificed on that cross? Right? Or however it was supposed to be? Ain't that weird? Right? For even from the beginning of time, even God knows. But what I love so much about God is he gives everybody the choice, right? So, and this is where I interject for. I always say, what you crying for now? You knew what you was doing before you did what you did. Don't try to tuck your tail now. I always say that. If you want to be good, you be good. You want to be a villain, you be the best villain ever. But don't cry when something don't work out in your favor. I don't like that. I seen that happen. Don't try to take down the whole team. I'm so mobbed up sometimes. Don't try to take down the whole team because you didn't get what you was looking for, right? That's like somebody. Listen, That's not. Who fault is it? That's your fault. You like. Listen to what I'm saying. You got all these people coming in the industry. Listen, all these people that's coming into the industry, or however you want to call it, they don't actually know that they're actually worth a whole bunch of money, or their project or whatever that they're trying to do is actually worth $500 million. But because you were so greedy, you was moving in a different spirit, you settled for 5 million instead of that 150 of that or that 200 million. Now you want to be mad and now you want to take down the whole goddamn team because isn't we seeing this shit now? Right? You can't go back. I don't like that. Right? I don't like that. If you did something, that means you be solid and you roll out on it. That don't mean you take down us. You don't take down the team. You don't take down who you around because you mad. You gotta suck it up. Next time, move better. Okay, let me go. I gotta go. It's freezing cold out here. But that's what I was gonna say. So I'm going to the sports bar. My team is the Atlanta Bulldogs from Atlanta. I'm going to this bar. I'm going to act so corny, like I don't like football. I'm going there. I'm going to have me some wings. I'm going to wait until they start talking about the Atlanta Bulldogs, and I'm going to do what I do. And they're going to kick me up from out of there, right? They're going to be like, we got another one. I got to call Mr. Gent. Mm-hmm. So you guys going to see it. So, let me go.